Hello everybody, this is Burgback coming to you with MLG Columbus 2011 coverage. We're going to start out today with a wonderful game setup match here between oGsMC spawning as the blue Protoss in the right side of the map, and on the left side is EGIdra from, Team Evil Geniuses. He is spawning as the red Zerg on the left side of the map. This is Metalopolis, and as I said, this is Columbus, MLG Columbus 2011. This just happened last night, Friday night for MLG. This is a pool match, and, oGsMC getting an invite because of his spectacular performance in the GSL, and IdrA just, a great player. He is in pool play. This is not like the open bracket or anything like that. So, we're going to see how this goes out. These two are high-level players. IdrA, of course, coming back to America to perform in the NASL, things like that, American tournaments, getting out of Korea to be able to do all of those kind of tournaments and things like that. And, I don't think he was expecting Koreans to be coming into MLG until, the news from MLG saying that they were going to be trading players between the GSL and MLG. So it's kind of interesting to see that and see the trade-off and see some high-level Koreans coming into MLG. But of course, this is very good for MLG just because they're able to get some high-profile players in here, get their views up a little bit. And, if you haven't watched MLG, I do suggest you go out and watch, this weekend, MLG Columbus and, see what's going on. They have booths now. They've really come a long way since they started having Starcraft 2 in their tournaments. So it's really great to watch, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this matchup. So we see, the normal spawning pool coming from IdrA with the extractor. This is a map that can favor the Zerg player, of course, and they do spawn as MLG. This is an MLG Metalopolis map. They do spawn cross from each other. So this does give IdrA a little bit of an advantage, just because he'll be able to go all the way across here and be able to expand without a whole lot of problems from MC. And MC, great player. He is a big cheeser at times, if you've watched any of the games I've cast him, or if you've, watched casting from other people or in other tournaments. You'll notice that, he's already up by a couple harvesters, already bringing in a little bit more money than IdrA here. Going for that Cybernetics core, we'll probably see some Stalkers or Sentries coming out soon enough from MC. He's a very big Sentry player. He likes to use his force fields. You've seen that a lot from him recently. There comes the Sentry. So we're going to see that, and IdrA just kind of getting out and trying to see what's going on here. He does see MC going for a little bit of a probe duty here, but these Zerglings are going to start making short duty of that very soon. And IdrA inside MC's base as well, being able just to see what's going on. Not much right now. There is this pylon out here, not much to really talk about at the moment. We are having that warp gate technology coming out, and that Sentry now coming out after, another Sentry coming out after that drone. So again, we're just going to see a little bit of back and forth here in the beginning. Pretty normal, pretty standard from both. And this, oh my gosh, this probe living on with 1 HP, and is it going to go down? It goes down. Alright, it finally goes down, doesn't make it home, and we have two Queens out now for IdrA, and Queen getting ready to go out to that expand as it ever so sluggishly walks out there now as we start going on. And IdrA, of course, positioning his overlords just to get some vision on the map when he needs it. Putting that pylon down at the bottom, again, making this choke just a little bit smaller for IdrA so he can't send as many troops through at a time. Going for that expand, so they're both going for those expands and looking for a little bit of, income, a little bit extra income here. That metabolic boost almost done for these Zerglings, so IdrA going to have a nice little boost there on his Zerglings, able to do a little bit of harass if he needs to. And again, just scouting out now with his Zerglings as he starts coming through, and he's not going to get that far as these Sentries just obliterate him. Oh, yes. And again, a really great play here by MC. I encourage all Protoss players to start playing a little bit like this. Building up two gateways down at the bottom with a pylon. Making this choke a lot harder to get into, especially for a Zerg player. Where you have speedlings and things like that. You see how MC has these positioned right here at this choke. Not going to let a single unit through. As Zergling again tries to get through from IdrA. So we have the Roach Warren coming out now for IdrA, going to be seeing a big landmass army, and MC going for a Stargate, so we can see anything. You know, we've seen a couple different plays from MC with this, you know, going with Phoenix. You don't usually see a lot of Void Ray action coming out there, but I'd be interested to see if we do see that, and we'll see that in just a few seconds once that Stargate is down. And IdrA, of course, you know, we look at the income tab, we see that IdrA is now ahead on the Harvester count. He definitely got way ahead there by 10, and we are seeing a Void Ray, so there we go, a Void Ray coming out, and he is pointing all the way up to this expand. So we're going to see how that goes for IdrA, if IdRA's going to be able to defend that at all. He has nothing, he has no real anti-air except for some queens, so we're going to see if IdrA can hold that off. I'd be surprised to see he doesn't hold it off, only because, you know, it's IdrA, and IdrA going to be able to do that. Of course, it's only one Void Ray, so if IdrA can get that out, he does have a Phoenix coming out as well, so we'll probably see, you know, a lift on a queen come out, only because, you know, he could lift that queen, but we do have some anti-air now coming out. IdrA is getting prepared for this. That's very good. He is making sure that if something comes in, like this Void Ray, which is coming in right now, and we're about halfway done, we're not going to see a whole lot of damage coming off this, but he is going to be able to hold this off, bringing it back, bringing the queen back. MC does see these Spore Crawlers coming out, and we do have two queens up here now to defend. So this is going to be a little bit harder, as we see now that the Phoenix is getting pushed out. He's saying, you know what, we're not gonna push in on this because I know I can't make it, especially with those two Spore Crawlers and that queen and the second queen that was coming up. But the queen now going back into that first expansion, and IdrA just gonna be taking off here. We are ahead by about 500 minerals, and you know, MC ahead a little bit on the gas, but that's pretty basic for that, as MC now having 4 Phoenixes out on the map, going to be able to do a little bit of harassing to IdrA, of course, going to be trying to take out these guys here, these nice little Overlords, as he is supply cap now because that one Overlord is out. So we see 2 more coming out, but it's not going to be enough, because IdrA is now going to be getting hit there. Queen coming in to help defend, and 2 more queens up here. We're going to see some damage going to that Void Ray, and all the queens lifted up. Oh my goodness, it's not very good here, as these queens are going to be going down. We do see Hydras being formed now with that Groove Spine halfway done, and the missile attacks being upgraded as well, and another Phoenix coming in here to attack, but not sure if we're going to be able to see anything going in here. There's another queen, 2 more queens being formed, going after this Roach Warren, and hopefully these guys here, the Hydras, can come up in time and do some damage. But again, lifting up, doing the damage that they've been made to do. And this Void Ray, oh, this Void Ray just living with 21 HP, getting out there. More Hydras coming in the way for IdrA right now, as again, just doing a little bit of damage. Of course, the you know, MC only doing damage to some queens. That is a big hindrance, of course, to IdrA. And MC just doing a lot of, you know, damage with these Phoenixes right now on this game, as MC now starting to getting ready to take this expansion down here, starting to formulate a plan, putting down the pylons, just going to be able to defend this, get ready to defend if there's attack on this second expansion, sorry. And again, nobody really taking control of these towers in the middle. Of course, it's not really time yet to do that, as IdrA going for a 3rd expand and getting ready to do so. And IdrA, of course, seeing the expand down here now starting to take shape, as these Phoenixes, again, harassing queens, doing what they do best, and laying on the damage. Of course, IdrA had just a little bit on the army count, and IdrA, of course, getting ready to do some kind of attack. Getting ready to do something. Of course, he does see this expand. He does see it's a nice, juicy expand. He wants to do something with that, but of course, he's not ready. He doesn't have enough of an army. He does have some roaches in there. So we look at the army counting station. He does have a little bit behind on MC there. And, you know, we're going to see if he can do anything. So these numbers can be a little bit misleading, only because IdrA's harvesters are a little bit higher. You see 75 harvesters compared to that 15 harvesters. And these roaches count as 2 food instead of like 1 food, only because they're cheap to make, and they're really well-rounded units. Again, these Phoenixes coming in, going to be a little bit of damage here. One of them goes down as the Phoenixes try and retreat, and MC's trying to think to himself, oh my gosh, what's happening? And we see here that the wall for MC now coming down on this expand. Nothing is going to be getting in here on the ground, as as IdrA, we'll see if he tries to get through or not. And we do have the Spire coming down now with another hatchery coming down on that expand. So we're going to see a little bit of a transform into air units here, as IdrA now starting to go through, but MC, of course, seeing all of this with that observer. Oh, he is seeing all of it. IdrA, where art thou, IdrA, as he comes through. And MC, of course, going to be defending that, and MC starting to push up. We do have extended thermal lance coming out with some Colossi coming out. He's going for a drop. Force fields going down, splitting up this army, as IdrA now forced to drop his units, being, oh my goodness, being totally wrapped around in those force fields. Look at that great force field use there, as IdrA just being kind of split off, and all of these force fields, oh my goodness, as these sentries now going down, so force fields are going to be going down, and Roach is coming up from behind to do some damage, and IdrA just using a lot of units. Of course, that thermal lance is about halfway done, so this Colossi definitely getting in range here. And it looks like IdrA just coming back and going to be going for a drop again, going for that drop. And we're going to see where IdrA goes with this as more roaches coming into the scene. Again, thermal lance not done, so we're not going to be seeing anything come from that yet, as IdrA just going for a double drop, going for a drop down here at this expand, going in the main, dropping those guys down. The creep coming down as well, so MC can't build as fast, and forcing that Colossus back. Again, that thermal lance now just finishing, but it's a little too late as that Colossi does go down. And inside the expansion here, IdrA taking some Hydras and going and doing some damage again, dropping off and getting out of there. Going to try and get out with as many units as possible. These two Roaches, oh, poor Roaches, getting taken out as well. And again, down here, Hydra's doing the damage, shaking down that expand. The income now going to be dropping here for MC as we look at it going down almost 200-300 minerals at a time, as MC doing what he can to try and recoup his losses here, as IdrA, of course, sacrificing these Hydras and that Overlord, but it was very much worth it, as these two Hydras still here, kind of just standing here. I'm surprised. That could have made a little bit more of a difference there in his favor, and just bringing in more units. Again, this Observer seeing what's going on. Extended Thermal Lance now being able to push back these Roaches. So MC seeing a little bit of advantage there now, but again, Colossus Corruptors coming in and getting sniped off by these Stalkers, as we see IdrA pull back just a little bit there and try to regroup just a little bit. As again, Pylon coming down, bringing in a little bit of Pylons here just to kind of wedge that in a little bit, give it a little bit more of an extension. And incoming now, we have another battle coming in with IdrA trying to do some damage with these Stalkers, looking amazing, as, you know, IdrA just getting pushed back yet again. Oh, that's not looking good for IdrA right now, but of course IdrA going for another expand. He's going to be taking the entire side of the map minus this gold expand, and he's going to be able to do a little bit more damage here. Get that income, of course. We look at the income. Look at the income for IdrA, 2,200 and almost 900 for IdrA, as IdRA's starting to send in a guy here, seeing what's going on. And he does see, oh, two Colossus coming in here. The Zergling charge coming into effect here now as well. He's about 25% done with that. And more Corruptors, more Roaches, more Zerglings in on the way for IdrA, as IdrA getting ready to make his push and get ready to do some more damage, as again he is searching here. Zealot, you know, just sitting there, just looking pretty, seeing what's going on. And again, more Stalkers just coming in and doing some damage, but these Roaches doing a really good job there. Corruptors coming in. Will we see them take down these Colossi? One Colossi is going down, yep, and great brink breaker there by MC as he's trying to do that, as Corruptors taking out the other Colossi, and no more Colossus coming in here for MC, as MC now, you know, down here, down and about, and we were trying to have a drop down here, trying to do some kind of damage inside MC's base, inside of his main, but that getting repelled by MC with his Blink Stalkers. So now MC getting a little desperate, taking this gold expand. He wants some money. He needs some money, as you see here. He is way low and way down on the army size, but IdrA coming in and starting to do some damage here on these photon cannons, and MC forced to cancel, as MC now coming up, Colossus up here with the Corruptors. Those Corruptors are going to be taking that Colossi down really fast, and again doing a great job here as that Colossi now down, and bringing in the Hydras and the Roaches, going to be able to do some great damage here to these Stalkers. Going to have to blink them out. Yeah, look at that great blink Micro. And again, Zergling's now coming into the field. Going to be doing some damage. We do have a Templar Archives coming into for MC, as we see that. If MC can last that long, there it is right there, that Templar Archive. And again, Zergling's pushing the Stalkers back, and now going for the pylons and for the warp gates here. And again, more Stalkers coming in on the way for MC, as MC now has seven warp gates to bring in some units. But again, his money's low. He's going to have to be blinking these guys out. And IdrA just overextending himself a little bit here, as we do see more units coming down the highway here on Metalopolis, as he is reforming just a little bit. We do have one Colossi coming out, and I don't know if MC's going to be able to handle those guys. Hydra's just coming in here. We do have the Corruptors in here to do some damage. They're coming, kind of taking a little bit of damage there. But again, the GG, well played from MC. So there we go. Game number 1 goes to IdrA, who takes it from MC, who I think was favored in this matchup, but IdrA just being able to do a great amount of damage, and just being able to kind of change his whole gaming philosophy, and able, just to mix it up with Corruptors, with Hydras. He's able to really push back MC, and not giving MC any slack at all. We had 16 roaches on the way as well. MC was not able to do a darn thing about it. His money, of course, low. His army size way down compared to IdrA's army size. So we'll get going on to game number 2 in this best of 3 from MLG Columbus 2011. So we'll see you there. Take care.